Now to the news making shockwaves in the political world. North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis announcing that this will be his last term. Thanks for joining us here for the news at 11. I'm Jane Monreal. Within the last hour, we heard from Senator Tillis for the first time since announcing his decision, sharing details of an exchange with President Donald Trump.
Actually, via text that he probably needed to start looking for a replacement anyway before he posted that. So I appreciate him getting to work.
I mean, he's now said great news in response to your announcement.
Yeah. Well, I've told him I want to help him. I hope that we get a good candidate that I can help him. We can have a successful 2026.
Well, last night, President Trump suggested he would engage with potential challengers against Tillis in his reelection campaign after Tillis voted against advancing the so-called Big Beautiful Bill. And as Tillis said, many in the political world are now wondering what's next. We spoke with political experts as well as one of the candidates vying for his Senate seat.
I really think it's hard to overstate how much of a shock this is.
After more than a decade of holding one of North Carolina's seats in the U.S. Senate, Thom Tillis is choosing to not seek re-election. This all happening after Tillis drew the ire of President Donald Trump, choosing not to support his massive domestic policy package Saturday night. WCNC Charlotte morning anchor Ben Thompson, who's covered Tillis for more than 15 years, says this is a shockwave, not only here in North Carolina, but across the country.
I think this is a pretty sudden and surprising development. Keep in mind, Senator Tillis had already announced his campaign staff, filled with a lot of Trump people, and that was a couple months ago. So for him to come out on a Sunday and say, you know what, I'm not running anymore, I mean, that really shook the political universe, not only here in North Carolina, but really across the country.
This isn't the first time Tillis has been at odds with the president, but it comes as he was preparing for a challenge to his seat in 2026 in a battleground state. So the next question on many minds tonight is who will jump into that Republican primary? Catawba College politics professor Michael Bitzer shares his thoughts on who could go for that seat.
First and foremost, tell me what Laura Trump decides to do. If she decides to come back to North Carolina, throw her hat into the ring. I think somebody that a lot of people might be watching is Michael Whatley, former chair of the North Carolina Republican Party, who's now chair of the Republican National Committee. He might choose to get into it. I think if it's the third dynamic, I think it's a free-for-all for next March's GOP primary nomination.
I spoke with one of the men vying for that seat, Wake County Democrat Wiley Nickel, who says he's ready for a tough race ahead.
I mean, my initial reaction is no matter which MAGA loyalist Donald Trump handpicks to run in North Carolina, I'm the Democrat ready to take him on and win. We're focused on making sure we flip this Senate seat from red to blue, and that's our task now.
Be sure to tune in to Live Impact News all day tomorrow on WCNC+. We'll continue to track the latest on Tillis's last term, getting insight from political experts right here in the Carolinas.